Okay. Look like we're streaming. I need to see if we're streaming on all cylinders. Alright, so family, this is gonna be a slow thing. I'm just testing, but I don't want to cut it off right now. So alright, it appears that we're streaming again. Y'all let me know how the sound is. We will be starting in a second because I still ain't set up the okay, alright. Appears, let me check our stream. I'm trying to make sure I get everything up that I need to get back up. But it appears that we are streaming through our Streamlabs. Once again, I don't know how long it'll last or how often it'll freeze or whatever, because it looked like I just froze. But we're trying to work on it with my mouth open and shit. But we'll see. You know, we're gonna try to work through. Because we're building up. But of course, y'all know we got to do our toast. And I know y'all like, Tim, it's late as hell. See, now look at my giveaways. Check us out. That is ugly. And I got to fix that. So I had to change some stuff. So I got to go in and figure out how to change the size of my banners. Because obviously, with all the new stuff that they done added, because I got a bunch of new stuff that I can do. So we're going to set that up. Let me go and get the show popping off on Gye-Nyame Journey podcast real quick and send out the signal. Those that are, if you're coming in, you know what I'm saying, you're going to throw up some topics that you would like to hit on today. We can definitely do that. Also remember to join that black signal so that you know when we are going live on our major ones. I don't send this out for the morning show, because the morning show, you know, those are special folks. You know what I'm saying? So it takes a special type of person to get up early in the morning and toast the ancestors, right? So I don't know how the sound is on this. So I need for those out there, if you can hear me, or y'all can let me know what's going on. I need to go to Facebook. Because once again, like I said, I'm shooting in the dark right now. We got daily toast. This is part of what took me so long, because I wanted to get this right, because this is one of the features that I'm paying for, and it really makes a lot of stuff very easy for me as far as the merchandise and a lot of other stuff. Allows me to stream on multiple platforms. Let me see if it's showing up here. All right, cool. Shaka say I'm good, but he on Facebook. I need somebody that might be listening in on our YouTube channel to let me know how the sound is. Daily Toast. Toast and Talk. Kuumba. Okay. We are on star date 11-2-3-193. Daily Toast. Toast and Talk Kuumba. I ain't gonna put all that stuff on there. We just gonna go and get this popping off. I want to thank y'all for your patience. Let me get a picture up real quick. Been out running around. Oh, that's a nice picture right there. So we get the whole thing. Yeah, let's do that. Wow, there we go. It's a nice picture there. Never thought about that. Just put Daily Toast. Of course, I got to put Daily Toaster. Once I start, I can't stop. Toast and Talk. Kuumba. Kuumba Day. All right. Wow, let's get it. Ah, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Y'all would not believe the hardships I'm going through to try to make this thing pop off. So All right, let me test something real quick. Just before we get started, I want to make sure. Sound clear? Sound clear. So we're going to bring everything in just a little bit. Got some special stuff to share with y'all. Boom. Put it back on froze. All right, we back up. Family, we are up once again streaming. As you can see, I have all of the stuff up. I have to go in and renew some stuff, and I'm going to go in and do that. I want to thank everybody take the time to join us on Gye-Nyame Journey. Of course, the lines will be open. As a matter of fact, let me work on that right now before I turn on the music. Where's my Uber conference? Call-in lines will be open, but we want to hit this toast first. I want to make sure we are able to stream through my Bluetooth device so that we can get the best quality sound. Clay! I know he'd be like, man, this old man be calling me all the time. I can't wait to get older to knock him out. I know that's what he's saying, family. I know it, but hey, pass me that speaker, man. I know he like, man, the speaker is right there, but I got all this equipment, and
you don't want to knock it over.
I don't want to knock that over because I just finally fixed something. I want to make sure that it's working. I want to make sure I got everything going. I know you're like, brother, how Tim White? Well, because when my Streamlabs stopped working, one of the first things that I wanted to do was to make sure that my Streamlabs was doing what it was supposed to do. So every day I check in just to make sure that it was back up working, because when the stuff just drop off, you got to be kind of concerned about that, right? So I wanted to make sure I got it back up. So y'all see the tip jars back up. So anybody that want to be the first person to make a tip, you know what I'm saying, you can hit us up. I'll tell you how to do that. So I want to make sure that everything is up. Let me go on and open up the lines. Don't call in yet. I'm just opening up the lines just because. We're going to do the toast. We got to do the song. Got a long way to go. But hey, we up. We popping. We live. So I got some other stuff on here but a lot of the stuff that was on here before is not. So I don't know how. I'm trying to look at. There used to be stuff on the screen that I would be able to click, because I would be able to switch screens and stuff. I mean, Streamlabs used to be cold. I don't know whether I'm covering something up or what. But we'll work with it until. So they do have a function where I can share a screen, and I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. But I'm going to be experimenting on it, so I don't want nobody to get kind of frustrated with me. But maybe I might be able to do it from here, from this Streamlabs. But then I will be streaming twice. So all right. I have to experiment with that later, but you know how we do it at Gye-Nyame Journey. We putting it together, we building as we go. Drink your water. Almost 3 o'clock. What? Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink. Or should I say, breathe, then drink. Now, grab your glass for that water. Get your pitcher of that water. Lift that pitcher of that water. Simply pour some water. drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, live, pour, live, drink? Man. Now, move your body and drink some water. Move your body and drink some water. Oh. Move your body, drink some water. Family, move your body. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, move, and drink. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors, fam. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. What? Raise your glass and toast your ancestors, family. Just raise your glass. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, live, toast, live, drink? Hold on now. Take your breath and drink some water. Lift and pour yourself some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, live, move, toast. But to stay healthy, remember the 4 pillars. Breathe, drink, eat, move. But hey, listen. Take your breath. Lift and pour. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Drink up. Drink. Hey, drink your water. Drink. Family, hey, drink your water. Take your breath. Lift and pour. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Most importantly, drink your water, fam. Yo, this is Brother Hot Tim coming at you live and direct. We are up. It looks like we are up and we are streaming on all cylinders. Our stream labs appears to be working. It's something broke though. Something is broke. I am on a beta program, so a lot of stuff goes crazy when you are on the beta program. The beta program means that they get to experiment with your equipment and you. So I am on the beta program, so of course signs will get stuck. But tip jar is still up there, family, for those that are interested in learning how you can support the journey. It's 2 ways, well, several ways you can support the journey, right? So, first way is you can check out our free e-course so that you can learn about Gye-Nyame Journey. I'm going to make sure I post this up for y'all so that you can get your hands on it. It's a free 7-day e-course. Be patient with it. If everything is not happening in the way or in the fashion that you need it to happen, please let me know so that I can make sure I get to you what you need so that we can make sure that it works properly, right? I need to know if it's not working. If you're not getting all 7 days, if you don't get the offers and all that stuff, it's not working right. Okay, cool. So I want to make sure that you are able to get everything that you get. So one, you can support the journey by learning about Gye-Nyame, what we do, why we talk about tribe building, why is it important what we do, blah, 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 the philosophy, the principles, the importance of myths and stuff, and some of the other stuff we do. You get a better understanding of that. We want to make sure that you have that. Also, the other way that you can support the journey is by simply purchasing some of the merchandise. And I'm gonna post this up for y'all so that y'all can get this as well. You can check it out. Boom. We have merchandise. You get the Daily Toaster shirt. Join the Daily Toaster crew like myself. I don't have all the days listed out for you at this point in time, but we're working on. We don't have all the colors for the days, but we're slowly but surely working on that, and we're gonna make sure that you are able to get hold of that. Why didn't it says it posted it up? Okay, cool. So you got the merch, and the next way is, hey, you say, well, I don't want the merch, but I like what you're doing, Brother Hatim. So what I want to do is give you access to the tip jar. Now, when you do the tip jar, what happens with the tip jar? All right. So now this is, it's saying, hey, brother.
I want a bean bag.
You want a what?
Bean bag.
Gina says she wants the bean bag, so we're going to have to work on that. She's not serious about it. Copy. Because I'm going to make it possible. We're going to see how much she wanted after I give them their surprise, right? So I'm going to post this up. You can hit the tip jar. Boom. Or, like I say, you say, Brother Hatim, it ain't working. It ain't working right for me. I'm like, cool. So here you go. I'll send you the Cash App. So the Cash App is simply # capital G, capital N, capital J, capital M, small letters, EDIA. Wow. Gonna support us that way. So now let's go. We got that out the way. Let's go on and do our toast. So right now we are sampling some of that ambrosia fresh out the piece. I'm gonna have to go and drink this up. I'm gonna mix this with that tea. Now, for those, because I have corks, for those that want to have and try some fresh ambrosia, I mean, like I literally took the SCOBY off this morning. Those that want to try it at its youngest, it's best to get it between the day and Umoja, right? So, boom. Now, I can't have the flavors because I'm about to put the mixtures together for the different flavors. But if you want to taste what real raw ambrosia tastes like, this is the lick. So I went and got this morning. I let it sit for 4 or 7 days because it's a little bit cooler out here. We could look at it. It's not as bubbly as I would like it because I got it in an open air top, but it is what it is. Y'all see that? All right, can't wait to sample this with you. But first, before we do that, y'all know, first off, I need to welcome you to the Congregation of the Mighty, the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Thank you, Anime. This is a Heart of December production. And of course you know, or maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. Of course you know, this is a Heart of December production. This is the Daily Toast. Heart of December production once again. Strive to blow up your old paradigms. I will be opening up the line so that we can have some discussion for those that are out there. I know because Brother Kwame gave me a subtle hint. Brother Hatim, you are streaming during the goddamn OSU game. He posted up the score so that we know, and he let me know in a nice way without him saying, look, I'm not going to watch this shit right now, but Ohio State is playing Penn State, and we want to make sure y'all know Ohio State is winning 28-17. A lot of people's telling me it's going to be a rough game, but then some people just get all hyped up. It's going to be a blowout. It's going to be a blowout, but I'm not really into that. Me and my kids, we're going to do some more cleaning of the house, and then we're going to go eat, and then we will come back in. I might be doing something later on tonight if I can figure out how to do this shit on this Streamlabs, because remember, I used to be able to show y'all other videos, so I want to be able to do that with y'all, and I'm definitely going to figure out how to do that. It's fourth quarter and counting. He's excited, man. OSU fans really, they get into it. And I'm not mad. It's good, But like I said, Brother Kwame is one of those that has the ability to be in several different places at one or more time. This is why we call him the Black Yoda over here at the Gye-Nyame, in the Gye-Nyame place, in the Gye-Nyame house. You know what I'm saying? As my sons used to say, wipe your feet when you come up in the Gye-Nyame house. Straight respect. All right, family. So now, first, let's go and do this toast. Then we're going to get into the conversation. I will open up the lines for those that might have something they want to share with the community, something they want to discuss, because there's some stuff that we could discuss, because I got some stuff up on the timeline. I was listening to a show earlier today, because, I also follow some podcasts. One of my favorite podcasts that I periodically veg out on is Radio Lab. I love Radio Lab. And they had a very interesting show that I was able to check out called Tit for Tat, and maybe we'll talk about that a little bit. Also, those that might be missing tribal quotes and folk tales for grown folks. Maybe y'all throw out a request, and Brother Hatim will, we could go on and do that as well. You know what I'm saying? I love those shows. But the issue is, me being old as I am right now, it's kind of hard for me sometimes to stay up to get it. And, but it is what it is, right? So, family, here we go. First off, giving honor to the Creator by whatever name you choose to call that Creator. We raise up our glass and we salute. We salute that ancestor. We salute those ancestors and we say, Ashe. No, I can't toast. I was about to drink it. That Creator, let me start over. We raise up our glass and we salute the Creator by whatever name you choose to call it Creator. We raise up the glass and we salute that Creator and we say, Lord have mercy. No, we say Ashe, but good God Almighty. Brother Kwame, you need to let me know, do I need to mix you up another batch? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Jesus wept. Right? All right. So, from there, we move to our list of our ancestors, and we raise up our glass, and we salute the ancestors at the beginning, and we salute the ancestors at the end. These are the ones that sacrificed so that we could be here, so we want to get up on a daily basis, and sometime during the afternoons when we are able to veg out, to get up and salute them in the best way that we know how. So, family, I am grateful that we are able to be up and actually toast. You know what I'm saying? I mean, on Streamlabs. So we got the picture, so I'm going to go and fix that. I'm going to work on fixing that. I might need to move my glass. I might move the glass over towards the center right here. But then that might interfere. So I'm going to have to decide. I'm running out of... and then also, I'm going to have to put the alert box in the middle so that when people do throw up tips and stuff like that, y'all be able to see if you pick because when you tip, you could throw up a meme up on the screen. Then also, I think I'm going to work on finishing the newsletter. So we're going to have November and December combined. So I don't have to deal with all that. So we got November and we're going to have December moving into the Kwanzaa issue combined. And then I'm going to go in and update the scores so that we can start, so that people can start getting more scores so that you can start winning some of the free merchandise through the contest of people on there. And maybe I might even throw up some games, you know what I'm saying, where you could bet some of your points against certain things and increase the points or lose the points. I don't know. I mean, just, make what we do here on Gye-Nyame Journey an adventure. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to get nobody hooked to gambling because they got some real, like, gambling, spinning the wheel type shit that I'm not necessarily want to get into. But there's other things that we can go on and do and have fun with using the Streamlabs. Brother Kwame say, I think I emailed you that message regarding the screenwriting. You did. And I looked at it quick, but I didn't read it. So I'm just going to be honest with that. Like I said, it's just me and my kids. So I'm handling everything, brother. So you got to kind of work with it, brother. I'm kind of behind on some stuff. All right. So as usual, regardless of whether I'm by myself or not. All right. But anyway, so now we move and we toast our ancestors. Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert the Texan, Davis, Herman Brown, Senior, Rosalie, Chili, Georgia, William, Walter, Chris, Pendergaston, Eileen, Uncle Chris, Fiend, Cleveland, Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Elvira Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallar, Montague Pittman, No More X, Pet Romilly Kapoor, Dr. Mary Ann Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusef Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Burford, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pullian, the Luxor brother, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Tridge, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nanda Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Renham, and Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Dale Hodge, Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Ware, where we at? I lost it. Which comes Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Ware, somebody else put it up there. My uncle for what was supposed to be the 9th noodle is almost ready. Cool. So we'll just put 8 and 9 in close proximity. You know what I'm saying? Sarah Ware will be the farmer. I go so Sue, Shell Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theodos Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Linda Dixon, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Allen Johnson, Flores M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Edgar Trish Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, May Esther Keachler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Drill Giles Watson, Spell, Slimmy, Seven Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr. Until everybody need to put on clothes, Sasha. Everybody need to tell everybody, y'all need to put on clothes because we're about to leave up out of here.
Where we going?
It don't matter.
Okay.
It don't matter. Gerald Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bolden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavina Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mary Moss, Sophia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.C. Johnson, Delrita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Haley Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineer, Elder Amatet Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howe, Frankie Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Peter Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy M. Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Demon Aries, Gina Roop Jones, Jana Callahan, William Walter West, Nigel Perez, Elder Basiji Fulani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Denise Waters, DePretis Hines, Inez Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scanterbury, Wilson Haley, Emma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Catney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Naylon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christine Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Gasson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Cathy, Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word I, Stacy Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Irvin, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkerson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Cleavers, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Dan Ina McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Al Becker, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hetty Reed, Charles Reed, Yuta Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Quillen and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet Tubman Case, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Eno Baby Hatch, Senior, Mally Miller, Halsey Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Doretha Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Coper, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, John Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford, Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Hughes Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Erton Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Bond, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Ramey Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Barbara Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Bradley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rayshawn Easley, Javea McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Chekamaha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Broaders, Reginald Oliver, Benjamin Corporal, George Swan, Emmanuel Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon, and family. We also have Joella Giles, James Carswell, Roberta Adams, also known as our sis, Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shane Lewis, Ronald Sheldon Jr., Damian Top, Westina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Cundiff, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joy, Ryan Ross Rickens, Jermonte, Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McCarroll, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Quincy Sample, Candace Simmons, Severin Clayton, Leonard Jones, Sonny Garner, Melvin Scott Sr., Elder Clarence Lumpkin, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacey Trice, Denise Gorey, Nathaniel Hassan Turner, Khaled is in transition, known as Nigel Turner, Demetrius Lewis Flint, Alberta Woods, Geneva Simmons, Daniel Tilley, Angeline Gant, Sharifa, Oscar Kane, Audrey Gripper, Dominic Nichols, Ruthie Lane Johnson, Teresa Sambu, Aunt Maxine, Uncle James, Henry Margaret III, Tamara Dowdy, Nicole Harris, Julia Taylor, Richard Bozeman II, Ruth Carter, John Carter, Mr. Thornton, Johanna, Cassandra Lynette Lewis, Henderson Mosley, Charles Jordan, Henry Essex II, Fannie L. Webb, Dan Walton, Alauti Sue Walton, Emma Walton, James Randolph Giles, Sonny Pete Walton, William Walton, Fred Powers, Elijah Juan Hakeem Nkomo, Alberta T. Davis, Charles Davis, Willie R. Mackey, Dr. Karimi Mackey, Victor Bowden, Drusilla Kitty Berger, Lucy White, Robert Lee White, Emma Jean White, Towton, Roger White, R.L. White, Jesse White, Ruby Jewel White, Johnson Carl White, Desi Woods, T-Lar Woods, Lennox, Jim Woods, Lizzie Woods, Juanita Alexander Brown, Cynthia Ann Wright, Richard Dorsey, Annie Simpson, Jamara Simpson, Regina Hopkins, Joseph Simpson, Nettie Dorsey, Eleanor Hopkins, Edward Webster, Alice Webster, Ivy Webster, Arnella Willis, Ethel Lane, Samantha DeMond, Ethel Marshall, Steve, Dougie, Shelton, William, Bill Walker, Carl Rico Johnson, Kim Gray. Family, we raise up our glass. We salute all of our ancestors. Man, what a glorious day it is to toast the ancestors. And we say, Ashe. From there, family, where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go, Brother Tim? Let me tell you where we go. Y'all ready? All right. Where we go is very simple. We go from our past to our present moment. Family, right now, we want to send a round of shout and love to all those Kuumba babies. Many of you are watching OSU. I'm not mad at you. But hey, today is Kuumba family. We want to activate those reticular formations, and we want to think, and seek out our principles because they're out here. They're floating around. Family, when you get an opportunity, a picture of it, right? Record it in some form of fashion and share the experience of Kuumba on our timeline, Gye-Nyame Journey. If you are our friend, if you follow us on Facebook, on our Gye-Nyame Journey page, Gye-Nyame Journey media page, please share, right? I want to see. You know what I'm saying? Also, y'all could throw up some news articles on there. So, because, I'm trying to make it a hub of conversation. Also, we have the group. You're welcome to join the group. But if you want your stuff in the newsletter, like some of you that might be shy about writing in the newsletter, but you might see an article or something that's very that's very interesting to you, you could throw it up. All right, that match. You could throw it up, right? Boom.
Is it okay if I wear a shirt?
Huh? Yeah, it's cool. You could throw it up, but you could also throw in, like, because you know when you post up a picture, you could put in the hashtags, but you could put your statement before the hashtag, like, boom, I read this article, and I was wondering what my family thinks, you know what I'm saying? I believe blah, 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 or I think blah, 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 or the data shows blah, 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 or my experience at blah, blah, blah. You write it out. Don't have to be nothing super long. Then at the end, hashtag Kuumba, hashtag Kuumba file, hashtag Kuumba day, hashtag Kuumba baby. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But we have to get into reporting our news. See, because now there are studies that show, I want to tell y'all this, there are studies that show that as media conglomerations get bigger, we become more polarized, right? We get access to less news because these nationals and these international businesses cover news for the money, but we need local news. So a lot of times we might not be getting local news. Some of us need to go out and become citizen reporters, literally. You know what I'm saying? Where else better to post a Gye-Nyame Journey? I'm up every day. I'm doing this every day. Family, we got to support our media. We got to support our entrepreneurs. We got, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't talk nation building and be not participating in the process of reciprocity. I'm just saying. All is creativity out there. We have people creatively making soaps. You know what I'm saying? It's a sister that come there and have, several people with homemade products that we need to, as a community, kind of surround them and do it. And what starts to happen is we start making room for individuals who can see injustice and be able to speak out on the injustice in the way that it need to be spoken out on without necessarily have to worry about losing their damn job. See, many of us can't speak the way we need to talk about some of these issues because we are totally dependent on the people in a lot of senses that we will be speaking against. So why don't we just get wise, right? We need to, you know what I'm saying? And Elijah Muhammad was ahead of the game with this. Right, because what he did was he prepared. They, far as setting up the nation, in a sense, they set up tribes or chapters or mosque, religious groups in each city, and that religious group would put money together, and the money that would be put together would be to support the mosque, and part of supporting the mosque would be to help the minister, so that the minister would be able. So in those places, you would be able to have ministers that would be able to speak out. Why? Because they ain't got to worry. Their food is not coming from us. Their food is being provided by the people. Brother Kwame, there were 2 articles I wanted to post for Gye-Nyame page, but don't know how to do it. I might get Charlotte to do it. Cool. And like I said, it should be. And if there's a problem, people need to let me know so that, you know what I'm saying? If y'all having problems posting and you tried to post, please let me know. Because I thought I had it open so that anybody can post on Gye-Nyame Journey. Of course, it's probably a process that I have to go and look at and approve it. Because I don't just want any fuckery post. Because some of y'all pretty deep in fuck. Some of y'all swimming in fuckery. You can't put your feet in the, you know what I'm saying? If you was to just try to stand up in the fuckery that you are immersed in, you wouldn't even be able to stand up. Some of y'all ankle high in the fuckery. But some of y'all, it's so much fuckery that I have to go on and put something on there so I can make sure that, you know, that we won't have to unleash fuckery alert. You understand? We don't want to have to do that. You don't want to have to do that, right? So, of course, we got editors. And like I said, those of you that are trusted, I can make you editors on the page and you can make stuff, you can make stuff happen. So we're lifting up our glass and we're saluting this moment because in a moment, close that over there, please. Close that door. Okay. So we want to make sure that we salute this moment because in this moment is our power. In this moment is our power. And we want to always remember that our power is to be used. If it's not used, it's abused. If we are wasting our moments and if we are wasting our power, we are not necessarily robbing our lives. In some cases, we are. But I want you to take a little bit deeper because we are a generational people. We are a tribal people, right? If there is reincarnation, we come back through our same bloodlines, right? For those that would be in doubt. But if there is, you coming back through your same bloodline. So in a sense, you're not only robbing your future generations, you're robbing yourself. So if you're not handling business in this life, you're liable to fuck up the lives that you have to come. Brother Kwame say, this is all on my end right now. Just don't know how to do it with some articles. They don't have a share button to post to other sites and social media. I have to show you how to do that. Because I done mastered that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I have to talk you through that one. Because I can help you with that. You know, and it might be a setting we might have to set up on your little white girl that be talking to you on Apple that can help you with that. See, right now I'm using my moments to help empower or to help flex the power so that we could be able to start adding stuff, right? Because a lot of people scared to post up articles, or not post up articles, but write articles. Family, I need y'all to understand we are in the 21st century. Let me say it again. Let me make sure y'all hear me. Class in session. You in the back, sit down. I'm talking. Put your hand down. All right. So we are in the 21st century. And as Elder Sid would say, our dues are paid. Now it's dues that need to be paid to us, but that's a whole nother story because I can go into that one real hard. But family, we're in the 21st century. I have the ability, or we have the ability to create an interactive news platform. Not only does it have writing of those who have the skill for writing, but those that have a skill for comedy or talking, or you talk your ideas out better. We have room for that in our news article, in our news magazine. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I might need to change the name. You know what I'm saying? I don't want all writings. Some of you might be able to express yourself by drawing. Maybe we might need to scan your drawing in there. You know what I'm saying? Or some of y'all might be better at talking. Maybe we might need to go and help you create a podcast. See, because the whole piece is, once again, if we're going to make citizen journals, I want people to be comfortable at doing what they're doing and not be put in a box and saying you have to write beautifully. Some of y'all talk beautifully. Some of y'all have a sense of wit with the spoken word that is just incredible, and you could put it out there, and you could use the platform that Gye-Nyame is building for the tribe to go and get your stuff out there. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, man, family, listen, and I know we on a toast, and I'm still in the moment, but this is a moment piece. I am right now investing some money into learning some stuff, right? But the stuff that I'm learning, I already had. I just needed somebody to put it. I told y'all about this before. And many of us are in the same shoes. We already had the skills. It's just a matter of aligning it right so that we can start producing some type of income. Now, I want you to understand, family, it's not about the bag for me. But sometimes getting a bag will be helpful to what we do. Capping is not free. Meeting on a bi-weekly basis is not free. Bringing in speakers is not free. You understand what I'm saying? Taking trips with young people as well as adults is not free. You understand what I'm saying? Having bi-weekly meetings is not free. Feeding the people is not free. All this shit requires assistance from the community. And if I am able to create a way in which we can exchange, where we got a reciprocity going, you know that you're giving to something and you know that it's going to work. And then in return, I'm able to give you something. Like with the free e-course. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And it's, how many e-courses do we got sitting out there just in the few people that's listening to us right now? Right? That with valuable information for the community. Come on, family. It's not, it is not rocket science. It's not hard for us to really get out here and do this and take advantage of the moment that we are in. We are no longer in a moment where we have to go and print out all these papers. We have the ability to send out to the masses over these devices that we have. We have the ability to send out information all over the world, Right now. Our brother Kwame say, final score 28-17 with the OSU win over Penn State. Shots out to Navita. This is the second time she said good day, mate. She must be over there watching some BBC or something, because this is the second time she done called me mate. We need to get together because I got some stuff I got to show you. I'm paying for all these tools, family, in this moment, right? I'm using my moment. I'm paying for all these tools, and I'm just now discovering or being reminded about some of the benefits that come with some of these damn tools. I got to get my team. We got to sit down and we have to look at all the shit that I got, that I'm using, and figure out how to better maximize them for the tribe. Because this shit is incredible, right? And by the way, Sister Navita will be sending out a line of, I don't know if she's going to do limited edition, but I think on some of her stuff, because she creative, I think on some of her shit, we might do limited runs. So you're not giving y'all Gye-Nyame, the Daily Toaster shirt is always going to be up. But a couple of Navita shirts is going to be so hot that we're going to have to put it up there for a short time. You know what I'm saying? Because we're moving to a different level in Gye-Nyame right now. So because we got other expenses that are going to be popping up. Just letting y'all know. All right. So we raise our glass to this moment, saluting this moment, maintaining the pact that we have with our ancestors, and also remembering the pact or the promise that we are making to our future generations to maximize this moment and to take this motherfucker over. I know some of y'all got sensitive ears, but it's Brother Hatim. Brother Hatim. You know? All right, so we raise up the glass and we say, Ashe, where do we go from there, family? The place we go from there is very simple. We move to our future generation, we raise up the glass and we salute the future generations and we say, Ashe, from our future generations, where do we go? From our future generations, we move to all of our relations and we toast all of our relations. Then we say Ashe. From their family, we move and we salute you and we allow you to lift up your glass. You know what we are raising the glass for right now? Raising the glass so that you can take this moment right now and in this libation, in this toast, ask for what it is you need the most right now in this moment to move towards your greater you, right? The gold mine within you, right? Because we all got gold mines and diamond mines. We got very valuable stuff in us that we are not fully 100% utilizing. So we raise that up and we say Ashe. Family. Last but not least, I want to raise my glass. I want to salute the most magnificent, marvelous, greatest creation to ever walk the earth. I raise my glass to you. And we say Ashe. And I know some of y'all like, that's not me. No, yeah, hell yeah, it is you. You know why? Because you're in the moment. You are capable of doing something that none of the greats in the past can do right now. You can do right now. You have the ability, right? You know what I'm saying? You could do it humbly. You could just do what you do, right? Raise up our glass. We say Ashe. Ashe, Ashe. Family, I'm going to take a sip of this. I'm going to put on some music real quick. Oh my God, damn. Oh, Jesus wept. Damn. Must have had a cup of amber. Damn. Oh my God. I know y'all out there like, hey, you just saying that because that's your stuff, Brother Hatim. No, this shit on point. All right, we're going to play this song. Get your time. Lines are open. Lines are open, 614-556-4535. Feel free to call in.
I told myself
They don't even show how to turn this goddamn camera around. I'll take this shit off. Oh, something wrong. I'll fix it.
I'm walking to a new beat. Yes, I think I want some new shit. And ooh, I think I want a new time. See, you played it for the last time. What am I supposed to do? Yes, I think I found a new girl. You
What's up? What's up?
You did
Who
it.
this?
You on here already?
Yeah. Hold on.
Wash machine. I don't miss you, baby. That's you.
What's going on?
What's going on? Yeah, y'all on. We up live.
Music in the background.
Yeah, that's that oral balance, baby. I ain't. You know, Storm be hooking me up with music. I'll be like, shit, I'm using all that shit. Storm gave me access to a whole bunch of shit. But go ahead, what's up?
Well, I'm just in. First thing is, how did you get that Kwame's comment to show up on the screen? I got you on my TV, and I seen his comments. So where do you have to be commenting at to get your comments show
It's
up on the
supposed
screen?
to, from all points, it's supposed to show up. But Kwame is probably looking at us through Gye-Nyame Journey on the G&J media.live, but it'll show up from Facebook, and it should show up from where you at right now. But for some reason, yours don't show up on anything. I don't know. Maybe you block. You know, you be talking crazy about YouTube and all that shit. You know how you get.
Shit, I know how I get. They done got me on Facebook the other day saying I was inappropriate. I made an inappropriate comment.
There you go.
Facebook and shit.
Yep. That sounds a. I wish I could stand up and
I
argue.
want to talk to the. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Talk to the people, baby. Talk to the people.
This is something I wanted to. I was just having a conversation today with someone.
Mm-hmm.
Conversation being stepchildren. I'm looking at you from YouTube subscription. Okay, he said he's looking from YouTube. I'm looking at the screen. But anyway, so my thing is, someone was telling me that, I am involved with someone that has children. Most of their children are gone, but they got grandchildren. The thing being that when people get involved with people with children, and they become active in these children's lives, what is the role of the individual once that relationship if it dissolves? Is the person still supposed to be stepmother or whatever, even if they meet somebody else, or does the relationship as step-parent dissolve with the relationship?
Now, as far as me, first thing I try to get up out of the vocabulary is that whole step shit.
Right, I can feel you on that.
You understand what I'm saying? Because that already puts a verbal roadblock.
So what would you use as opposed to, because sometimes the biological mother will be offended if you just say, I'm her mother.
In most
cases,
the
biological mother is feeling like you taking credit for something that she did. So what would be a better word to associate that?
This is my child.
We need to substitute.
This is my child. I mean, this is my child. You know what I'm saying? See, because check this out. I'm coming from a different angle as you, because I can't really associate with women as far as how that would go for them, because like in a sense they have a different relationship with the child as far as bringing the children into the world. But with my sons, right? Most of them are through adoption. They're my sons. Now other people want to come in my life and try to make distinction and shit, but these are my boys. And, same with my daughters. These are my daughters. A lot of people can't even understand how. I don't understand how you have relationships with these. You know what I'm saying? But that's not for you to or anybody else to interfere with that relationship. I don't give a fuck how you feel about it right now. So one, and then second, people will know how to deal with it, especially how the children deal with it. Because what starts to happen is that the children will call you accordingly to what you do. Because you will rarely find somebody referring to somebody as a stepdad or step whatever if they're doing all of the functions of that dad. You understand what I'm saying? So the children establish the relationship. I don't see, because when you walk into...
You're right, because my godson, I called my godson last time. When he's here, I'll say I had my grandchildren today. Because he calls me Granny, just like my grandson does. So when the people call, I say, they be like, well, what are you about to do? I'm like, well, I got my grandkids today.
Right. And like I said, because for me, once the child, see, because I have with my daughters and even my sons. Let me just put it this way. I allow them to establish the relationship first off, because what happens is a lot of times by you trying to force a relationship on them, because the children will define you before you're able to define them. My kids always start calling me dad. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I start referring to them as my children. You understand what I'm saying? So now that relationship is clear in the child's mind, right? But then, I had to go into my lecture about the 3 R's of relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because with anybody, don't be calling me dad. Same with some of the kids that call me uncle or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Don't be calling me that shit if you don't understand the 3 R's of relationship. Respect, responsibility.
Which are?
Respect, responsibility, and reciprocity. So don't be calling me dad and be disrespectful and disrespecting our relationship and everybody else around us. Nah, can't do that. You got responsibility for this relationship. We both got responsibilities for this relationship. And then also, there's a reciprocity in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you practice those 3 R's, that kind of solidifies the relationship between the two. Right now. So part of the issue with the initial question, if I can remember, I don't even remember the initial question, is that by one referring to them as stepchildren, it becomes problematic. Either they are children or they're not your children. If you're not comfortable calling them your, but now then let me say this to you. Relationships and close sexual relationships and shit dissolve. But when you remove yourself from a relationship in which you have relationship with those children, you are a coward if you do not continue the relationship. If the child wants to break off the relationship with you because of the breakup, then that's cool. But those bums out there that are calling children that saying, this is my child, I love them, blah, blah, blah. Then you break up with the mama or break up with the daddy, and then they become these bastards over there. You a weak back motherfucker. I'm just saying that right now. You know what I'm saying? Because how do you establish that? That relationship has nothing to do with, let me put it this way. The relationship I have with some of my daughters has absolutely nothing to do with the relationship I got with their mom. If they need me, if I can help them in any way, it has nothing to do with the mothers. And relationships with my sons and my kids now has absolutely nothing to do with the mother. Yes, that relationship between me and the mother can enhance the relationship, but if nothing is popping off between us, that relationship, it has nothing to do with it. And if you are depending on some pussy or some dick to help you maintain a relationship with children, it's something wrong with you. You do not go into a child's life.
It's not even a sincere relationship. If that's what
it ain't sincere. And what are you teaching the child?
It ain't sincere.
Brother Kwame said, I refer to Hatim's children as my nieces and nephews. Same with Devin's grands and Levon and Jayon are my nephews. But it's a different kind of relationship. He say, show you right regarding the children defining a relationship. Once the children start, you know what I'm saying? Once the children get comfortable with it, they'll break down all of the barriers for all the other people. And then on top of that, my relationship with my children, you know what I'm saying? Let me say this, has absolutely, I don't give a damn what nobody say. That's my relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because in many cases, my relationships with my daughters have made has made it hard for me to maintain interpersonal relationships with people, with other women. Because people.
Now I want to tie this back to where I was going with it.
I'm sorry, I don't talk too much.
Check it out. So, you can get off and I can get off on a tangent, but at least we ain't Shaka. I'm just kidding. If you listen, Brother Shaka, we love you.
And he about to call in right now. God damn it.
Call on in. He makes it interesting and fun. But, so is it an African-centered mindset or principle when, as far as like it takes a village concept? Is that an African-centered principle when it comes to taking on other people's children? And I ask that because I have heard people within our community, not necessarily in our village, but in our community, say things like, I ain't taking care of no other man's kids. I've heard women say that they don't want nothing to do with this man's daughter or whatever, and complain about what he does for his children. And it's almost like that the whole takes a village concept is good as a mantra. But I don't see where everybody kind of looks at it like, well, them is your kids over there. Because I've seen them is your kids over there, and these is my kids over here. And it's embarrassing even for some men, for where that comes from, I'm not sure, to take care of another man's child. You know what I'm saying? Where does that stem from? And is that stepping outside of our African-centered principle?
That's definitely, now, to have that attitude is definitely stepping outside of our principle system. First off, first principle for us, if we want to just look at our contribution as Africans in America, or ADOS, however you want to look at it, we gave, we pulled together the Nguzo Saba. First one is Umoja. Second one is my day, which is Kujichagulia, self-definition. Right, that's our day, right? Which means that the key piece that I love about that is that I define myself for myself. And also I define my relationships. I also take time to define my relationships. Those individuals who are so caught up in the fact that you're not going to take care of other people's children. Now let me say this. I do the work that I do, especially with young people, because a long time ago, I had a dream that somebody I refused to help murdered one of my children. So everybody that came to my house in one form or another, I helped them because I never wanted that dream to come true. Right now I can't do it like I used to, but I had open doors and shit. Because I always wanted to surround all of my children, especially the ones that come directly from me, with love and protection. Sometimes that will expose them to harm, but then I have to go and mediate that. You got to deal with that anyway, even in blood connecting families. So anyway, but what I'm saying is now, so for me to want to be involved with a woman, but I want to isolate a whole aspect of her reality, of a whole aspect of her life, right? Is me saying that I really don't want a relationship with this woman. I just want some pussy. We got to be, and we got to be very clear about people that we're dealing with, because some people do not ever want to admit why they're really somewhere. What you are saying when you hear people say that, they are in a sexual relationship and that's it. I'm in a relationship of convenience. A convenience. Because if I love you, I'm going to love your children. I don't see how that could be seen any other way. If I love you, I love the children. I love those parts of you. I might not agree with them. I might not be able to get along with them, but I still love them. I got individuals in my family that I don't get along with, but if they are in need and I am able to assist, I will do so. And then a lot of times we get all caught up in just feelings and let the feelings make the decisions rather than stepping back and understanding that we have the feelings, but don't allow the feelings to stop us from being who we are. It's a bunch of motherfuckers that I'm mad at or I could be upset with, but when it comes time for me to do my duty, am I going to allow my anger at this individual to stop me from doing what I say I'm going to do and what I say that I am? No, they don't have that type of control because they don't define me. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like, so a lot of this shit is just coming from a standpoint of, we got some sick folk. But Brother Kwame put something down.
Right.
He said, a false authenticity with self leads to an inauthentic relationship with others. We need to speak with elders to get a better fix on those kinds of relationships, because to me, this idea of not wanting to have the best interests of children is outside of our thinking. I agree 100%.
Ashe.
You understand? Because these children... Go ahead.
So, I look at, I go through the book and I see the different comments from people in the community, in the village, outside, whatever. And I see, we'll just use women for the first example because I see men's comments as well. But, women talking about the lack of brothers, good brothers, or what have you. Now, with that being said, when we start to really try to build these relationships, do we need to possibly, say if I had a singles party, right? A singles gathering, we'll put it. One of the things that we need to have at that gathering is an understanding of our principles. I think if we could get on the same page for the brothers that are still left out here and available and the sisters that want to date them, maybe if we get on the same page as far as being African-centered, it'll be the relationships they would know each other's roles better and expectation, because there are gender roles, and for us to say they're not, we're stepping out of our African-centered mindset.
Not only are there gender roles, but they are, like for example, when we talk about relationships, one of the downfalls of a lot of this Western lifestyle that we are involved with is that we approach things that should be approached as a group, as individuals. And one of the things that would stop a lot of the fuckery, let me turn on the fuckery alarm. Oops. I got caught up in some fuckery.
I can't with you.
One of the things that what cut off a lot of fuckery that goes on in the community is if people actually belong, in a sense, because I keep saying tribing up, belong to a tribe, and in a sense, whenever you're talking about connecting with somebody, whether they're inside the tribe or outside the tribe, there needs to be some type of process or a vetting process through the tribe so that everybody will get to know this motherfucker and be able to advise you. Now, in the long run, you are able to make your own decisions. But because we go into these relationships with individuals as individuals, then we end up making mistakes. Now, one of the questions, and this is kind of off, but we're reading a book in the middle school at my school. And one of the things is that in this dystopian future, one of the things that in a lot of these books that I'm reading, one of the things that you see is an erasure of memory.
Okay.
What I mean by that is that you have a society where the past has, in a sense, been wiped away. And one of the questions I asked my children, as well as the teacher in the class.
Say that again. I missed it. You kind of say that again. Say that again, please.
A commonality between the books that I'm reading for 7th and 8th grade. I won't say the name of the books, but a commonality is that it's a dystopian future. And in the future, you have an erasure of memory.
Okay, I got the erasure of memory.
The question that I asked the class and I asked the teacher, I said, can we be totally human without memory?
Okay.
The reason
and your answer is?
I would think no.
Okay.
I would think no.
Elaborate.
Go ahead. Uh-oh. We got some.
Oh, I thought someone called in. Okay, cool.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Finding yourself?
I'm hanging in there.
Go ahead.
Sorry about that. Go ahead, Joe.
No, y'all conversation is really impactful tonight, talking about families and everything. So I think it's great. I was listening in and off and on, but because I was doing something else. But I was going to just add something about memory without. Can you have? Well, if you have memory, if you don't have memory, are you human? Well, yes, you will be human as long as you have culture.
But Kim, I would challenge that.
If you have culture,
Kim, I challenge that.
Okay.
I challenge that. How can you have culture if you don't have memory? Culture is based on not only an individual's memory, but also group memory.
But culture is language.
Language is part of culture. Actually, you can't even speak.
It's part of a culture. The culture is the way you do a thing.
I mean, language is it's a part of culture. Is a lot of things, but language is part of culture. Things. But as long as you have language, we're still human.
Damn. Well, I would say yes. If you didn't have language, but you had the memory of other things.
But animals have language. There's different language. I think it's the things in combination with the language, I think, that makes you human.
Okay, that's true.
So I'm throwing that out there. I gave y'all what I believe, but the whole piece about Gye-Nyame is thinking.
But it's interesting. I like it because it's erode. What you're saying is it's an eroding at our humanness. It's the beginning of the erosion of.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah,
and good relationships are based on memory. I mean, how can I put it? Not just memories, but that whole cultural piece, because we erase that. And then also we got to remember, with us, family, y'all, we really need to think about this with us, because in a sense, we became a whole new being when we came over here and was forced over here because we was hard reset. We had to almost start from scratch. We could not express the culture.
That's true. We did.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the cultural memories were pushed down far, because I ain't gonna say all of them gone, because I was listening to Greg Carr the other day. He brought up some excellent examples of how some of the cultural memory.
You say Greg Kamasi Carr, my baby daddy. You was listening to my baby daddy.
Hey, he ain't Greg ain't.
Okay, I'm just kidding.
Hey, scholars get around too. Shit, but But the piece that I'm saying, and the reason I brought the whole memory piece up, is that we are handling relationships from a place that in many cases, I would argue, may not be from a human level. Because we are not accessing the culture or the memories or even the cultural memories in how we are supposed to come together, or even acknowledging the fact of why we should be coming together. Relationships has always been... I'm sorry, go ahead.
I agree with you. I'm not challenging anything you said. I agree with you, but I think that what you're hitting at is more based on our trauma. I think we're coming to our relationships from a traumatic standpoint. We're in a crisis, we're in a chaos, and we're in trauma. So it's people in trauma getting together and doing what looks like a relationship, but it's not a relationship.
But Kim,
that's what I think.
You ready, Kim? Here's my next question.
Mm-hmm.
What is one of the first things that we start losing when we are in a traumatic state?
Our memory.
Our memory. Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Defense mechanism.
Exactly. I'm just saying. I mean, so it's like, now check this out, and bringing it, because I'm gonna try to bring it all back. So the name of one of the books that we're reading, because Kwame asked, and he was talking about Catching Blue or something like that. But one for the 7th graders, we're reading The Messenger, and we just moved to Sun, which is part of the what is it? It's not the Secret Saga. It's the where your grandson at? Because he know what book I'm talking about. The blind dude. Oh my God, I can't.
It's anime.
No, it's not anime, but I know they probably reading it.
Levon, come here.
Because Levon is in 6th grade now, right?
I think he's in 7th. What grade you in? 7th? Yeah. Okay.
Hey, accent.
What's the name?
What are y'all reading any books, Levon? In your school? In literature, are y'all reading any books?
Yeah.
What book you reading?
The Skin I'm In.
The Skin I'm In. No, well, that ain't it.
Oh, okay.
The name of the book, Kwame know the name of the book. The book is about a dystopian future where people they're assigned, basically you're assigned parents because they basically have a farm. It's crazy. But the name of the book that they're reading now is Messenger, and we just finished Messenger and we moving into Sun, right? So, but the first book it was a very popular book. It's about an old man that passes on memories. The who? The Gifter or Giver?
The Giver.
The Giver.
The Giver.
The Giver series. That's what we read in 7th grade.
Yeah, I read that.
In the 8th grade, we're reading a book called The Uglies. And this is totally different from where I was. This is a whole different point. So in the book, The Uglies, they have an organization called Special Circumstance. So I was trying to connect it to our children's history because it's like, because a lot of times I do more convincing about our history than actually even being able to teach it, because first off, I got to get my children to understand that there's a difference between their history and what's actually going on in America. Now, as I constantly talk about on my show. And I said, damn, special circumstances. I said, special circumstances sounds like this program called COINTELPRO.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to connect them back to their cultural memory so that we could go on and we could grow a batch of generations that understand that a relationship is not an individual game, it's a group game. But we have to start from the basics because a lot of us, we came into thinking that it's all about us. You know what I'm saying? Our ancestors had a certain wisdom about how we were supposed to come together so that we could avoid some of the pitfalls. You know what I'm saying? Because many of our go ahead.
No, I didn't say nothing.
I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there. Since Navita started this, open this cans, I done drunk half a gallon of this ambrosia. Damn. Ooh. This shit is good. I'm sorry. But anything else? What else? What else up here to talk about? Did I cover it?
I think so. You were talking about people doing media and things like that, and you're right. You know, we do need to do more of our own media. So that's true. Even I need to do more. I do a lot more than I actually do reporting on things, and I need to step up my game.
Family, and listen, because if we look, we got conglomeration after conglomeration happening. Disney has bought. Disney. I thought Google was a motherfucking problem, and I love Google, but I wouldn't mind if they broke that shit up. Comcast need to be broke up, and now we got Disney. Disney is about to change the whole game. They own Hulu. They own Disney is like Mickey Mouse Disney is God and Mickey Mouse is Jesus. I'm just, y'all listen. Y'all might giggle about that shit, but I'm about to tell you. Because they have control of a lot of the media, especially the media that my generation forward has been watching.
Yeah.
So now they taking control of Hulu. They got ESPN. They got Fox News. And now they're about to hit the streaming platforms and to try to attack the streaming platform. They already took over Hulu. So now they're getting into space with Netflix and Amazon. And so now we about to see some real battles going, hopefully some real battles going on, because the whole media is only controlled by a few large corporations. And we have to use what tools we have right now to really start reporting on some of the local stuff that is going on around us. There are studies that show that companies are more conscientious of the communities that they are in if there is a local newspaper there. So what would happen if that company was surrounded by 100 citizen reporters? You understand what I'm saying? Because the local news business is going, they're getting rid of it. It's gone. The local newspaper is constantly losing money. Everything is going towards the internet. So family, we need to start learning how to utilize these tools. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. We need to learn how to do that. That is so true.
Who got the old-fashioned door? The old-fashioned screen door. Let it slam. I want to hear what I missed that slam when I was little. I ain't heard that in a while.
That's my bedroom door.
It's squeaking like that?
That's my daughter. Yeah, it squeaks like that. That was my daughter. She just came in my room.
What's up? How you doing? She home? She visiting for college?
No, that's not the one who was in high school. She's actually here now. She's going to school here.
Okay.
Yeah, she's living here with me now, and she's going to school here. So yeah, she's back living her African life.
But yeah, family.
Yeah, it's real too. Oh, it's real. We have We've had a series of really serious terrorist attacks here recently.
In Burkina Faso?
Yeah, the Burkina Faso is hot right now.
I mean, are they close to you? I mean, like, are you safe?
The whole country, the embassy has advised no travel outside of the city of Ouagadougou. The embassy has advised no one to come to Burkina Faso unless you have to come here for work. They in November, about 2 weeks ago, the terrorists attacked a bus of miners going to a mine. They have gold here, so they attacked a gold mine. A bus going to a gold mine. They killed about 28 or 38 people and injured a lot more people. About 150 people in total were affected. And then recently, on the 19th, the G5 forces, that's the Mali, not Mali, but the group of West African countries get together. They have a military, it's called G5. They went and attacked the jihadists, and they killed about 24 of them. And they found they had bomb making. They were making bombs. They had about 100 bombs. They had so many weapons. So terrorism here is a big deal. It's a real problem. And it's real serious now. We're constantly having briefings about it.
Is there any idea of what they want?
Well, they have gold mines. So what they want to do is control the regions with the gold mine, get the money, use that money to buy more weapons, because there are certain parts of Mali they pretty much control. There's certain parts in Niger they control, and certain parts of Burkina Faso that they control. So that's part of it, and it's predicted, or people are rumoring that they're trying to make this into like a Syria. This is the West African Syria. So right now it's yeah.
So what you're being told, because let me be clear, what you're being told is that they just want a permanent war state.
Kind of.
Wow.
But also, this country had a coup d'etat in 2015.
Okay.
And they got rid of their president. So there's some history there. So they're going to have an election next year in 2020. November next year, they're going to have an election. So they're also destabilizing the country before an election. And even last year, the everybody but the president stepped down. Last year, we had a week of no government. And then they put in new people, because they're constantly going into villages, killing up villages. They're going into churches, shooting up churches, shooting up schools. That stuff was happening weekly last year.
So are they going to see? Because when you do, and this is one of the things that we miss in America, when you do an attack or you go to war, you want something, and usually you let the other side know what you want. So just like in America, or in other places in the world, y'all have a threat, but the government is not letting you know what these people's demands are. I'm just trying to be clear. So because
the demand it started in Mali. It started in Mali when there was a coup d'etat in Mali. I was actually in Mauritania when there was a coup d'etat in Mali. I was in Mauritania when they had the coup d'etat here. It started in Mali. I don't remember what year they had the coup d'etat in Mali. It might have been 2014 or something, or 2013. It was something like that. They had it, and then they had some really big terrorist attacks in Mali. Like hotel, grocery store was blown up. A lot of people were killed. They even went in a hotel with guns and just shot up people, shot up foreigners, just saw foreigners and just shot them up in Mali. And then they went into, they basically took over a whole region of northern Mali. They seceded from the government. They took it over. And they wanted to have their own government. And then the Malians accepted help from the French.
What type of government they wanted to set up? Okay.
Islamic government. And then the Malians accepted help from the French. The French military came in and helped them. And so they kept Mali as a country. So Mali is a country under one leadership, but they still have these active cells in Mali. And then they went into Burkina Faso, and now they're in Burkina Faso. So I don't know if they actually want to have like a portion of Burkina Faso, the northern part, as its own Islamic state, with the northern part of Mali is the Islamic state. Honestly, I really don't know. You know, when in this case there are so many rumors flying around, you can imagine the rumors flying around now. But I know those two coup d'etats happened kind of back to back, and then you had these terrorist attacks. There was a terrorist attack here before I came, and they actually had a teacher who was killed. They hit a coffee shop, and they hit a supermarket, and the teacher happened to be there, a teacher from our school. So, yeah, they've had some pretty, but lately it's been calm. And they also attacked the French embassy here in Burkina Faso. They attacked the French embassy, so...
Because the French helped them.
Because the French...
Right. Because the French helped them Mali.
The French helped Mali. Yes. French people around in this part of the world are totally different from the way you see French people in Dakar, in Senegal. You see French people in Senegal, they're talking French with their accents all loud and they're comfortable and everything. Here, French people are super low key. If they speak French, they speak it real low. They don't have that extra French accent. They don't do all that. They don't walk around here with scarves and stuff looking all French like they do other places. Because around here, they're not the favorite people. No, not at all. Totally different from when you go to like Dakar or whatever. They're very low key here.
Brother Kwame said, I'm sorry for you and the school's loss of life.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been, and we lost a lot of students. Last year we lost 32 students. People left. This year we're losing 22. People are leaving like mid-year.
I mean, I could imagine. I could imagine with not feeling safe. I can understand that. So, and family, this is what I want to say. Human beings are a lot of things, but existing in total chaos is not a natural state for any human being. So when we hear talk about they just want to have a war state, there's some other stuff going on, and we never really hear what motherfuckers want. Because a lot of times it's well, you can't always give everybody what they want, but but like I said, I don't know. I defer to people with more skills at international politics than I am. But usually, motherfuckers just don't go shoot up buses and don't have no demands. You know what I'm saying? It's some demands out there floating that high government officials or government officials actually know. I'm kind of surprised that they're not leaving leaflets and shit to let people know this is what So this oftentimes is what gets me to start thinking that some of this shit is set up all over the world, because when the Vietnam War was popping, before social media and all this, the Viet Cong would let motherfuckers know why they was fighting. We very clear. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have a lot of money, but they will leave a message. You know what I'm saying? You don't take nothing from the Western world. They'll come in and, if all your children got vaccinations, to set an example, I'll cut off every last child's right arm or whatever arm you got the vaccination in, so that the world and you will know that we don't take shit from the West because we're fighting for our freedom. Not justifying it, not unjustifying, but I'm just saying it's very clear. So for us to have social media and for motherfuckers not to let people know, the world know, we did this because we boom, 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 kind of makes you wonder, Is this a group actually fighting, or is this a group that's actually moving to destabilize certain places with resources so that certain companies can continue draining the resources?
Could be.
It's Burkina Faso, Miss Terahasa. You know, she said her granddaughter just did an exchange with drummers from Burkina Faso. So, but yeah, family, I mean, and this is going on all over the world, and we have to begin not going out, and Sister Kim, you know what I'm saying, y'all know, hopefully I don't have to tell you, don't go out there doing asking no goddamn questions that's going to bring attention to you, please. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do a lot of
super low profile.
All right. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I'm low profile.
So, but us in America, I mean, like I said, if we get our dough up, we got places that we could go investigate. See, because let me say this to you. One of the benefits of being American is motherfuckers really hate having to kill your ass. I'm just... and let me say that, and I'm saying this very serious. One of the benefits of being America is that motherfuckers really hesitate on killing you.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because America, they will oppress us, they will deny us shit, but when it comes to, in a sense, they the tough guys on the block. If they allow motherfuckers to get away with killing you, what they're doing is sending a signal that everybody is up. Because regardless of how they feel about us over here, there's an international reputation. And if you're traveling around with an American passport, you are stamped and protected by America. And if your ass goes somewhere and get killed, family, you best believe they coming in. They're coming in. And you can see it all over the world. Well, you know what I'm saying? They'll let some hostages go if they're Americans. Some. I'm just saying.
That's true. They will, and that's why the embassy they have their travel advisories.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to read those travel advisories. And like here, they say you don't come here unless you got to go for work. In Mali, they say don't go. You go to Mali as an American. You go in those places you shouldn't go as an American. You were told not to. Then the embassy is not really responsible if something happens to you.
Right.
They told you not to go.
But if you go someplace,
those travel advisories are really important. But if you go somewhere where it's okay for you to be and everything, and that's different. Like now, it's still okay for me to be in Ouagadougou. If that changes, then I have to leave.
Because, like, for example, if she in Ouagadougou and she's still working, she has an American passport. Well, let's go to somewhere else. Let's say you in Ghana, and all of a sudden a fringe group comes up, and you just happen to be in the market. These motherfuckers run into the market, and just because you black, they turn around and they shoot your ass. America does not have a travel advisory. What she's saying is, if you follow the instructions, and you are in a country where everything is cool, and end up something happening to you, they get involved. They got their reputation.
Yeah, they do.
They got their reputation to keep up, and they coming. You know what I'm saying? Nobody won't be with America. Family, we have financed the most lethal white man on this planet. They have built up, these motherfuckers is lethal. I'm just letting you know. They train us to be lethal. These are the most lethal listen, when I told y'all before, when I lost my passport in the embassy and motherfuckers just heard my accent, they came to motherfucking attention. Just letting you know. I ain't talking about just listening to me a little bit clear. I'm talking about literally with machine guns, up and shit. And I opened my mouth and they heard the American accent. The motherfuckers dropped it, went to attention, and opened the door for me.
Mm-hmm.
Just letting y'all know. So, we could be, I'm just, as Yvette Carnell said, citizenship should mean something. I just want that same type of respect over in this motherfucker, and I'm going to get it.
It's so true.
You know what I'm saying? But outside of here, family, shit. So family lines are open 614-556-4535. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Sister Navita brought up the thing about the family and the stepchildren and what is your responsibility after leaving a relationship with the children that are involved that are involved with their relationships. For example, I'm kicking it with a young lady or older lady because I'm an older gentleman, and when I got with her, she already had children. Me and those children, not only me and the lady, we have a beautiful relationship, but me and the children develop our own beautiful relationship. We develop a relationship as a family. Something happens and that family unit is broken up. Sister Navita asks, what is the person's responsibility to the children after that relationship is up? What are your thoughts on that? Next one is, I don't remember what else we talked about. I don't know how we get off. Damn, I be jumping around. Next one is, we always willing to talk about reparations. We always willing to talk about our principles. We always willing to talk about the daily toast and add ancestors to the list. You know what I'm saying? If you have any questions about traveling, internet.
I have a question.
Go ahead. But hold on.
I have a question.
I'm doing a commercial for Sister Kim. If you have any questions about international traveling as well as international education, you can go and submit those questions to Sister Kim and also get her information so you get in contact because she has courses on this type of thing. But go ahead.
Thank you. I have a question. It's kind of petty. This thing that's been going on with Tariq Nasheed, Yvette Carnell, and Antonio Moore, they've been putting up so many videos. I think I missed one, something that Tariq, because they keep referring to something Nasheed said recently, and I don't know what it is.
All right. It's been a lot.
And I don't have patience to go back and let his videos be so long, and he just be talking about so much.
You did?
And I...
Sister Kim, you're not on code.
Uh-huh.
You got to get on code, Sister Kim.
Oh, yeah. Because I've already heard that.
Hold on. I got to get my lip balm. But hold on. Now, but seriously. So, but there has been, Sister Navita.
I forgot. Put me on mute, Ron.
Oh, that's funny.
But anyway, now I don't know because I was seeing one too, but when Tariq is really in the midst of these type of beefs, I like to let it build up because I missed something too. So you're not alone. And then I have to go through the timeline because he kind of labeled his stuff sort of like mine. So if somebody heard about a show of mine, they would have to go through all the Daily Toasters in order to find it.
Exactly.
Right. So it's like, but
so that's what I figured out.
Can you read the tweet because I might be familiar with what you might have missed? Because I don't know. Did you hear about the DOAO? Well, anyway, a couple of weeks ago we spoke about.
That's what I'm trying to miss. It was some man he invited on his show to say he came up with the DOS or something. That's what I missed.
Right. So
who is this man?
Well, basically the first one. Now I don't know if this is the same guy because I heard somebody else on Tariq's show say that Antonio stole all of his stuff from him. But this guy right now is I don't know whether they're calling him the ambassador of the descendants of slavery movement or something. They claim themselves as a slave state. You understand what I'm saying? And he's like the deputy chief of this independent slave culture, which Most people who have really been listening to Yvette and Tone know that they are not on that. They shut down. I done seen Yvette hang up on motherfuckers that get into Morris talk real quick. You know what I'm saying? So we already know that they didn't steal any concepts from them motherfuckers. Right? You know what I'm saying? Because that put... Go ahead.
So did Tariq dig this guy up and put him on his show?
Dude probably got in touch with Tariq, or Tariq could have. In some... Well, hold on. Hold on. Let's make it clear. Hold on. I need to make it clear. Fuckery alert. Fuckery alert. All women and children inside. Fuckery alert. Now, I don't know how they're coming up with this, but right now there's a lot of people who are, because this whole internet piece, people really, I'm starting to, I just heard some young people talking about and calling it the woke economy. There is a lot of money in the woke economy. So everybody is trying to throw their chips in. So whenever they're able to see a beef and they're able to get in, you know, and get a couple of hits, this is what they're doing. So now anybody, because I'm about to call Tariq and tell him, man, listen, man, they stole all them ideas from me. I mean, because that's all you got to be able to do. Man, listen, man, I've been talking about that for the last 15 years. We at Gye-Nyame Journey, we have been on the political. I mean, it's just silly. And it's like, all right, cool. Just, you know, take that moment, take that energy and build up to the FBA conference or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Build up to it. Just do it. You know what I'm saying? Do it. Make it do. You know what I'm saying? But I really know I got the inside scoop. No, my fault. I'm lying. But I'm going to tell you what I personally think FBA is trying to do.
Okay.
They're trying to revitalize Freaknik. I'm trying to tell y'all right now. I think the plan. What? I think the plan is to bring back Freaknik to Atlanta. You ain't heard it from me, though.
Really?
That's the only thing.
I just heard it from you, but you the first person to say that.
Listen, Freaknik used to be a big thing. What would be better than a conscious Freaknik? You can have concerts. You know what I'm saying? You can have conscious naked women and unconscious naked men come together. Y'all can rub elbows with stars. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we can even, have people come with the fancy cars from all over the country. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I think Tariq is trying to do
Freaknik.
A conscious Freaknik. I think that's what's about to pop off with FBA. Conscious Freaknik.
FBA.
I think that's what Tariq is shooting for. Because you need about 300,000. If you need about 300,000 to do a conscious Freaknik. It's brilliant.
Well, he ain't trying to. First of all, he doesn't identify as conscious. Number one.
Well, even better.
He ain't doing no conscious.
Listen, what I mean, everybody. See, y'all too old enough to remember Freaknik. Just even if you ain't go, just the rumor.
I remember it. I never went.
What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
I know what it is.
You old enough to remember.
A lot of my friends went to the Freaknik, but I ain't go.
Freaknik will change your life. And I think Tariq Nasheed is trying to do a Freaknik. I think he's trying to do the Freaknik.
You tripping.
Just saying.
You tripping.
I trip often, but I'm just saying.
Well, if he's doing a Freaknik, you'll be the first one there.
You goddamn right. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm going to be honest about shit. I'm buying my tickets. I will be there. I'm going to have the Gye-Nyame symbols on and shit.
Tariq is... This has to do with money. So I didn't miss anything because I didn't watch his last video called The Dust Wave. I didn't watch it. I didn't have time. And I was like, am I missing anything? But obviously I'm not.
No, you're not missing a thing.
So that's what's going on.
You're not missing a thing.
But even if somebody else coined the phrase A-dose, I don't even see. So what? Okay.
Exactly. That's the whole point.
So what?
Exactly. But the thing is, they want to freaking trademark it so they can start making money off of it. That's really what they would like. That whole FBA, Foundational Black Americans, that's not going to stay. It's going to wash out. I believe by January next year, we won't even be talking about FBA.
Oh, I don't know. That Tariq boy, his following go deep and they go hard.
Yeah, but he move on. He'll move on to something else. He'll move on to something else because he always has to go to the next thing to make money. Every year he has at least major projects. Every quarter he probably has all this figured out in advance or didn't. This is something he came up on the whim. This whole FBA when he saw other people doing.
Oh, I don't think it was on the whim. I don't think it was on the whim.
Well, you don't.
I don't think it was on the whim because one, when it comes to this marketing shit, Tariq Nasheed is cold with it. There's no whim.
He's master with it.
He started saying FBA along with other people around him. They started saying FBA, and like I said, we got a whole woke economy. So the whole piece is, y'all did a conference for ADOS and brought 2,000 people, only charged $15. Y'all don't know how to get this goddamn money. Let me get this money. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you how to get this goddamn money. You know what I'm saying? Because a revolution without finance is nonsense. Especially when it's revolution about my house. I got to get this house payment paid. I got butt breaking coming out. I got this next movie that I got to get out.
Well, first of all, though, Tariq, I've been listening to him for years, too. One thing I can say, turn around a lot, is that he don't come for nobody. He don't knock nobody's hustle until somebody puts their mouth on him. Once you put your mouth on him and you say something about him he don't like, he will not only talk about you, but he will take coins out your pocket. He did nothing but endorse ADOS. He was on, he had nothing but positive things to say about them for a long time. But then I forget what was the mention. Get under the hairdryer. What the mention of his name in a negative way is when the beef started.
Right. Antonio did that first video talking about Tariq.
Y'all women, y'all don't understand.
Saying positive things about Donald Trump. You're right. If Antonio had
then that's when Tariq came for him. Just like with Umar. He defended Umar for years against the conscious.
Not no goddamn years. Wrong with that.
He did too. I listened to him. He did too. And the only time when Umar came out and said about him doing those movies like that and raising the money and said busted that out, then all of a sudden now Tariq won. Because he is like, he got a street background. He a street nigga, but he's one of them motherfuckers. It's a G code. I ain't gonna knock your hustle. Don't you knock mine. Don't you come for me. I'm not gonna come for you.
Listen.
And then right. But once when you start coming for him, he gonna tear you the fuck down.
Listen, hold on. See, I will argue with you. He didn't say slow down. As a matter of fact, Tone was very respectful in how he brought it. He just disagreed with the tweet, and that was it. Now, if it was about, take your mouth off me, then he should have said that and just kept the shit moving. No, he moved to the next level.
But I'm just saying, he acts that way when a threat is coming his way in his mind.
As a man, when I want to break up with you, right? But I want to make it so it's your fault. See, this is game. Tariq has been positioning.
But the point is, he does that when he feels attacked. That's the point.
What I'm saying,
once he feels attacked, then he comes out.
No, listen to me. All I'm saying is this: Tariq is a master marketer. Nothing builds a market like beef. Tariq had positioned FBA right at specifically for this moment in time, because eventually he already knew that he was going to have beef with this crew. He already knew.
He ain't know that.
Shit.
No, he didn't.
Shit.
How did he know that?
Because
He was pumping them up so much.
he
Let me tell you
don't.
something. A lot of people wouldn't even have heard
Time out.
if it wasn't the way he was pumping them up.
A lot of untrue people wouldn't have heard of that. A lot of motherfuckers that, once again, those Cliff Note scholars and shit, yeah. But when it comes down to it, motherfuckers that end up with Tone and Yvette, find them. Because they're looking for something like that. Now, what I'm saying is, with the question somebody asked, why would he do that or something like that? What was the question?
I think she said, how did he know that was going to happen?
Because first off,
Miss Cleo, I know 10 years from now or 2 years from now, I'm going to fall out with the ADO, so I'm going to throw my FBA.
He knew it was a lot sooner.
Tariq is just a very sensitive individual. Don't come for him in any type, way, shape, or form. If he even thinks you're coming for him, he reacts very childishly, and he will try to take you down. He will make puppets and birds about you. He'll make songs about you because he feels so. But before
and he's going to make a come up off of him putting it up.
That's just how he is. I don't think he planned that at all.
Listen.
But since you coming for me, I'm gonna bring it for you. That's how I think he operates.
I agree. I think you're right. I agree. I don't think he planned it either.
Listen.
And I think Antonio didn't realize what he was doing.
I agree with that. But because Antonio, when it comes to this game, as well as probably life, because I'm a long standing in saying that Tone is in many ways a nerd, because you can't be he making love to those numbers. You understand what I'm saying? Tone is reproducing with those numbers and intense in those numbers. So yes, Tone didn't know, but even when he came out, he was very respectful about that. And then he said, you might not, this might not be your arena. And Tariq knew this wasn't his arena a long time ago. See, now, Tariq understands that eventually somebody was going to have to say some shit to his ass, because he was going to find a way to make some money off this shit. The only reason that he supported ADOS, and this is my belief, is because he knew that in some form or fashion, in some way he was going to get some money about this shit. He don't support shit unless he's going to be able to get some money up out of it. Now, people, because you could bring up Umar. The only reason he supported Umar was because Umar had came on the first few of his videos. And let's look at Umar's beef. Umar's beef is that, nigga, you're getting paid continuously off these videos, while the people who basically
we
really don't. Because we act like Tariq was actually really in a justified position to even go against Umar, because he proved absolutely nothing.
I'm not saying that he's in a justified position. I'm just telling you how he reacts. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying his reaction is justified. I'm just saying his personality, whether it be a flaw or whatever it is, he's very sensitive, I think. He's a very sensitive person.
Both of you guys are correct. Honestly, I think
both things are existing at the same time.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that against that.
I'm just,
he just is, you know what I'm saying? He's just very sensitive. And I think that, he may have been a part of the ADOS in the beginning, because he did find a money marketing opportunity maybe down the line he could do, but I don't think he planned on them falling out and then doing the FBA thing. But I just think that he
then why come up with the FBA?
Possibly okay, this may be a marketing opportunity down the line. Maybe he did, but I still don't. But I think that changed for him.
See,
with a not planned tweet about whatever he said about Tariq. He's
Navita, check this out. Tone didn't say nothing really about him, but let me say this. I'm going to go and say this. We got Gye-Nyame Tribe. We got Gye-Nyame.
Really didn't, but that's how
hold on. We got Gye-Nyame Tribe. We've been working on Gye-Nyame Tribe for years. All of a sudden, a young dude come and be like, I'm in support of Gye-Nyame Tribe. And even do maybe an interview on the show, start building up his numbers, talking about he's in, but then all of a sudden you start seeing a whole nother name with the term tribe. And you start listening to some of the philosophies or some of the ideas, and you start hearing the ideas in his shit. Now, in many ways, I already know what your take on it going to be, because you done seen shit like that. Oh, that's dirty. My question to all the people out there, if Tariq was so full-throated in support of ADOS, why not just stick with the ADOS hashtag?
That's true. I don't think he was. I thought it was very disingenuous all the time, even when he was talking about the tangibles 2020, because Tariq really is not into politics like that. He really doesn't care about politics like that, to be honest. He wants reparation because he's into money, but he's not into politics. So it was kind of very disingenuous, and it's showing. I mean, I just think he should just move over, do what he does, and allow these ADOS people to do politics, because he don't do politics. In one sense, that's what Antonio was trying to say, dude. Yeah, you helped us a lot. You blew us up a little bit because you have a big following. Duh, you have a big following. You've been making movies since when? Yes, you wrote a book. Tariq, you have a following that we don't have. That is true. But you don't do politics. Let us do this.
I got FBA, goddammit.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with
Don't say
that.
my name.
But, you know.
Hold on, Sister Vita. You and Sister
Right.
Kim said my name.
If you ain't saying my name in what he conceives as a positive light, then don't use his name. That's how he feels.
Yeah,
That's true.
there's a lot of Tariqs out
He
there.
He's very
takes some very
when it
easy.
comes to that. He's
It's
very
a lot of
concrete
Tariqs out
when it
there.
comes to that. As with Umar Johnson, very concrete, very shallow, very thin-skinned when it comes to saying something negative about it.
Skin. Yes.
Well, hey,
That's how they are.
Brother Kwame
Both of them.
say, whenever you get a bunch of horny black scholars together, shit, that's a freak something or other.
What is black stuff?
Listen, y'all, hey, listen.
Sweet got peanut. Sweet
black-
got peanut.
Look,
Mama
black
peanut.
scholars get it in. I'm trying to let y'all know. Listen, I'm gonna shut up.
I
Fam,
already know what it is.
Brother Kwame say, fam, Hatim is correct in that this, or at least the probability was suggested. Kwame also said you have to understand trends. I'll repeat marketing trends. I study you enough and I can tell what time you will put on your drawers on such a day and what time, blah, blah, blah. Charles Stevenson say he is a businessman. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm not mad either way
That's
because
definitely what he is.
I'm not mad either way because the FBA
And I
conference,
respect him to be a businessman.
right?
He's a businessman. Umar Johnson, in my opinion, is just a con man.
I wouldn't say
No, I don't think so.
I wouldn't say a con man.
'Cause I know him
I would
personally.
say
He's
Umar.
just a con man. That's all I see
Because
now.
I've seen, okay, well, let me say this from personal experience with him, because I know him personally. And I can personally say that Umar is not a con man. I can say that from my personal experience and the monies he's contributed to me out of asking, we need help with this event. Can you help us with some money? And he comes through. What I think happened with Umar is, and just talking with him, I think he has bit off more than he can chew with this school.
I agree.
He didn't raise enough money, and he's not going to be able to open a boarding school like he wants to with that little bit of money that he's raised. I think he should cut his losses and keep it moving.
He was never going to be able to do it from day one. When I first heard about it a long time ago, I actually sent him a text. And I told him that this is a bad idea. I texted him and he responded. We engaged a little bit. I said, this is a bad idea. You're never going to be able to have a school like this in the United States. You need to come to Africa and do your boarding school. This will never happen in the United States. You're too high profile. They will find things happen. You have too many variables. Too many things can happen. It's never going to work. If I don't even know him, never sat in the room with the man, engaged with him a few years ago on Facebook Messenger, told him that, don't you know other people told him that? He had to know. He had to know it could never work.
Yeah. I mean, I think that
But Sister
it's not
Kim,
going.
Sister
The main
Kim.
reason that it's not going to work is because he's not going to be able to generate the money to work something like
Right
that.
now, I'm gonna say
And
this.
I think that he's bit off more than he can chew.
He could never get the money. He's too high profile. His personality is too strong. As a black man in America, they would have found something to take him down. Or if there would have been a teacher at that school, something would have taken him down. It's not going to work. You don't have black people doing these kinds of things in America, and they're successful. People who are high profile.
But Sister Kim.
It doesn't work.
But Sister Kim.
Yeah.
Me and you.
But I think his intentions was in the right place.
Me and you met on an impossible platform. People say that we would never get reparations, but we're making grounds. So, I mean, just because he takes on an impossible task doesn't mean necessarily that he's a con man. He might be an individual with a dream that's too big for him to handle by himself, and maybe he don't have the skills because, like, for example, the reason the school that we have is able to work is because the superintendent of the school understands business. Not, you know what I'm saying? Not even the schooling part of it, because the schooling part of it is a whole, you need several individuals when you're talking about doing a school. Doing a school is more than just being able to be a principal. You need a motherfucking business person to be able to handle that. And I, in my arrogance, believe I could do it all. I got the PhD.
And I think that's what it was, his ego.
But it's not,
So
I don't know
big.
your school. Is your school black led, all black, pro black? Is that your school?
No.
I plead the
There's a
fifth.
school like that in Los Angeles, though.
I plead
There
the
is
fifth.
a
but is
privately
that
funded school like that in LA.
Is
It
it
used to
all
be anyway.
black power, black everything, black boys talking about gays? We don't want gays in our school. Is that your school?
Who?
In this day and age in America, you think you're going to have a school and people not going to come at you and you stand up publicly and talk about gays and talk about this and talk about that, and you think you're going to have a school?
Well,
In the United States?
I agree.
Sister Kim, there are white schools like that. I know as far as the economics.
I mean, there's
It's
you're talking
very-
about a black
It's
school.
You're talking about a black man.
I'm talking about a black
You're
man.
talking about a black woman.
I'm talking about a black
Talking about a
man
black
that black
man.
women love. Now,
But it's possible to be done, but it has to be done. Like she said, he's high profile. Because I know there's a school, it used to be anyway. When I lived in Los Angeles, there was a school like that. But it was privately ran. And it cost money to go there. And that was the Malcolm X Academy. And it was
They have schools like that in Chicago. They had one, and it's no longer private. It became a charter. But what I'm trying to say is, at this timing is crucial. That school in Chicago, I believe, started in the 70s. Okay, timing is crucial, and they didn't start that school. They were talking black empowerment, but they weren't talking anti-gay stuff.
Right.
They weren't talking about that ADHD,
Not publicly.
daddy at home, basically saying, giving a finger to the establishment of special ed and all these things that he publicly says, okay? And then you think you're going to have a school that's accredited, that the state got to come in and certify it and check it on a regular basis.
Sister Kim.
And you think you're going to have a school at this
Sister
time?
Kim, you making perfect sense, but I'm a dreamer. I mean,
exactly what I'm saying. In his mind, he was going to do it.
you know what I'm saying?
And I think it was more his ego said, I'm going to do this.
Right.
And then I think once he got bit off more than he could chew, he didn't know how to spit it out.
You just hold on.
Now he went
Because of
and
his
spent
ego.
all this money on this school in Delaware and talking about now he has taxes.
Hold on.
You didn't even think ahead.
That's not
and now
no.
You got,
Now, he's
money to pay for taxes.
he's an educator. Sister Kim, he's an artist and a teacher. He didn't think about that shit. That's why I'm saying you need the business aspect of that. He was trying to do all this shit by himself. Now, this is the issue. He bought the school. Whether the school is running or not, we could take the con man off the goddamn table. He spent the money he got the school. He didn't anticipate all this. I'm just gonna open a goddamn school. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? He learning. I'm just saying.
Okay, so I take con men off the table. What would just say stupid?
I ain't gonna say stupid. I'm gonna just say a dreamer. Cause we know he ain't stupid. He very brilliant at what he do. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, would we call Marcus Garvey stupid? Because he kind of failed at the same shit. How this nigga thought he was going to get a steam line thing popping off with the United States government? Hell, I mean, come on now. I mean, let's be fair. If we're going to call Umar stupid, let's go and call the Honorable Marcus Garvey stupid. You know what I'm saying? Hell, let's take it to Elijah Muhammad. These individuals' visions,
I mean, it just frustrates me.
their visions were large. His vision is large.
The visions were ridiculous. Like, he could have easily.
His vision is not really. Well, yeah.
He could have bought land. Could have built a school.
But his vision is for the United States.
He could easily have done that.
But now,
that wasn't his vision.
Maybe he was facing the truth on that. How many black families in America was going to send their children to Ghana?
All over the United States, he wouldn't have started off with 1,000. He could have got at least 50, and then those are successful, and you get 50 more.
Listen, now, and you're right. With the amount of money he got right now,
and you still with your black kids, and it's free. They might not have done it, but if it was free, they would have done it.
Oh hell, listen. Hold on, Sister Kim. You mean to tell me that you would send your son to a free school in another country?
Out of the country.
Cleveland.
Yes. Tim, every country I'm in, I've run into sisters in those countries with their kids, literally struggling. They left the United States. They in Africa. These people be struggling. They said they left because they were afraid for their boys. They do not have the cushy jobs that I have. They be struggling, trying to raise their kids.
They're there in the continent with their children.
Them everywhere I go.
Now listen.
So how many have you met that are outside of the country that are willing to send their children to Africa in a boarding school?
I'm saying there are people who would do it. They're just that desperate. There's people leaving their jobs and leaving everything they have to get out of America because they're afraid for their boys.
I could dig it.
Right, but that wasn't his vision. His vision was for people here in the United States.
I know, but I'm saying their own people. He could have brought Americans outside. He could have freaking did the school in Belize. It doesn't have to be that far. But
Sister Kim, you know what you just revealed?
Yes.
You know what you just revealed?
Yes.
You are just now saying that Umar Johnson is secretly ADOS. Is that what I hear you saying, Sister Kim?
That's what I was thinking. He is.
Yeah, he's ADOS.
But he's Pan-African. He hate ADOS. But what you saying is the school that he was building, if he was going on the Pan-African route and with a couple of $100,000 in Africa, he sure would have been able to do it. And not now, but maybe 5 years ago, he might have been able to do that shit for a whole year for about 50 or so for free. She got a point. But
yeah, I mean, he could maybe in the African continent, but he didn't want that. That wasn't his vision.
So because
like he said, it was more of an ADOS vision in the States. That was like he said, he was a dreamer.
Dr. Umar.
That's why
Dr. Umar is an ADOS member. Secret ADOS member. Is what y'all saying.
You're right.
And I'm about to ride him. I'm going to let him know.
Right.
You know, because actually,
but you know, it's unfortunate that it ain't gonna. I never expected it.
Not here. See, I was kind of excited when I heard him talking about doing it in Ghana because even if he charged tuition, it would be affordable. Now, I wouldn't send my son if it was free, but if there was some type of tuition, Cleveland's ass would be on that plane. You know what I'm saying? Because with the tuition, I know that at least there's some support there. And it wouldn't even have to be that much. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, with the amount of money that he raised here, if he he probably could build a nice-ass school over there in Ghana
Yep.
I'm just saying. And
Yeah,
he been
he
and gone it
could.
several times. He
But,
been and gone it several times.
you
And
trying
it
to
would have
get
been
him,
and could have made it affordable.
that wasn't his dream. His dream was here in the States.
I hear you. But what I'm saying is, I mean, shit, you Pan-African, shit, let's go and do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he might have even got some assistance from the government. Because think about this. If Dr. Umar started on his school, he was starting on school, 7 years ago? And he coincided the opening with the year of the return? Oh, my God.
True. Exactly.
Oh, my God.
But he didn't, because he wanted it only in America.
Yeah. I said, like you said, he was a dreamer.
So I guess I'm going to go ahead with y'all then with the dreaming. I guess I'll lay off of him. Some of the things he does, it just makes me so upset.
Brother Kwame say, one love, Sister Kim, he about to get off. He say he'll catch us tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow,
I'll catch y'all tomorrow too.
We are having the divine conversation, the Moja Kiramu. And all y'all, it ain't Kwanzaa yet, but in Tawi Village, we celebrate with a Moja Kiramu at the beginning. Well, my fault, before Kwanzaa pops off. And we had something before this, and we got something on tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Come on out. We're going to be having discussions, and we're going to have a good time. I'm going to try to stream some of that for the family out there. And make sure you bring some food. Brother Kwame say, all right, fam, catch y'all tomorrow for good food, fam, and fun. One love, Sister Kim, and praise white Jesus. Laughing out loud. Hachin will fill you in.
Right, and I'm about to head off here too because I got to finish cooking.
Oh,
Okay, see you guys.
You take it easy.
All right.
All right, family, I want to thank all those that took time to stop in and kick it with Gye-Nyame Journey on this beautiful and marvelous day. We are live on Streamlabs right now. Thank God it didn't shut down on me. I want to remind you that you are now standing in the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority. That looks stubborn enough. The place where your hustle built. Wait, let me roll it forward. The place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. This is a Heart of a Simmer production. And this has been the Daily Toast, our weekly Toast and Talk Kuumba. This is a Heart of a Simmer production. But we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Family, I'm out. Like, share, subscribe. Do something. Donate. Buy some merchandise. Check out the free e-course. It's a lot of shit you can do to help us out. But this brother had to tell my mom, I don't know how to turn off this camera here. What the hell? What kind of shit did I set up here? Some bullshit. There you go. All right, cool. All right. There you go. So why I gotta do all that in order to be able to turn it on? Streamlabs, why y'all torment me? Oh, damn. It's fucked up Streamlabs, and I'm paying for this shit. Fuck it. Damn, it still ain't shut off. What kind of shit is that? Come back. Is it still streaming? Oh, that's fucked up. It still is not shutting off. Streamlabs, where the fuck y'all at? Oh, this is ridiculous. This